Yeah, was that for me?
What do you want?
Is that for me? No, down here. Just go out there. Again, it's only pen. I'll walk over. Left in my other seat.
Oh, you want the town report with your name on it?
Yes, and then tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow, for the next meeting. That's how I get you.
That's tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah, it's, yeah. Everyone, let's do
Thank
this.
you all for joining us. We are opening the meeting of the Development Review Board Monday, March 2nd at 5 o'clock. Do we have any visitors who are here for, excuse me?
Public comment?
You've got 5 minutes.
Jason Newbeck, Searsburg, Vermont. On the DRB meeting 11/3/25, you approved Mr. Petrie, I don't know LLC, 136 VT Route 100 North for a change of use to add a food truck to his property. You said that he would need to go through Alex to get his signs permitted, but since the trailer's been installed, it has apparently old signs on it for Laura's on the go with checkered flags that footage wise over exceed anything that Alex could authorize without it going back to DRB. And that was one of the conditions of the change of use. And it's still up there. I just drove by and took pictures again. I have his original site plan here, and I have your change of use plan, and nothing says anything about the signage. And we were selectively enforced over crayon markings on a lock that were illegible from the road. Once again, this is selective enforcement. This is unfair treatment to certain people. And I don't know if anybody's friendly with that guy, but his meeting went extremely well and he got immediately approved, when I've seen other people have to jump through hoops for the smallest of issues. How is that possible? It's a quarter mile away on this road on the left-hand side. It's been up there for at least 45 days, if not almost 60 by now. It was open to the public on February 6th. And how is this not enforced? I guess somebody, must know somebody, because if it was me, I'd be getting threats from your lawyer.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it to our attention. Alex is the proper person because—
No, you approved it. Alex enforces it, but you approved it. And everybody's driven by. So
we approved it. It went through the process. It's now up to Alex to enforce it. We do not enforce. But thank you for bringing it.
No, you authorize it on a conditional, conditions that aren't there.
We're not discussing.
No, you're interrupting me in my own time frame. I mean, but
you got 1 more minute.
Has it been 4 minutes already?
It has.
Well, I think you guys ought to sharpen your pencil and treat people fair, instead of this good old boys club of giving certain people a nod and then harassing other people on things that don't exist. It's been brought to your attention on many times, and I'll be here at every meeting. Sorry I missed the last one. Have a good night.
Thank you. So you now have that brought to your attention, Alex, and would you please let us know? Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the site.
Thank you so much. Anyone else here for discussion? Everybody's here for a case. Thank you. So I would like to approve some minutes. Unfortunately, we cannot do November 17 because Diane is not joining us, but I would like to ask, we will defer November 17. but I would like to amend the minutes that say November 17, but are actually for December 17. So I'd like a motion to change the date on those minutes to December 17, December 15. And then I'd like a motion to, after the amendment, approve.
I'd like to make a motion as read.
I second.
Thank you all. We're amending and we're approving, correct?
Yes.
As read.
Thank
And
you.
the amendment is, the only amendment is the date at the very top. Any other
Yep.
errors?
Thank you. So, Cheryl, I.
Crystal, I.
Curly, aye.
John, I.
Thank you so much. Well, that's good. We got one done and we can now do another one. So I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of January 5. That would be Charlie, John, and me. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor, Cheryl, I.
Curly, aye.
John, I.
Thank you so much. So we will still have the legitimate November 17 to do. So thank you. And thank you guys all for being here. Sorry, Scott, we will have to make you listen to us go through the Hermitage. Thank you. So I'm going to open the hearing on application 2026-001. So if you would like to all come around and let's grab another one of these so we have enough for everybody to be heard, and just pull up any chairs you need. Oh, Scott's gonna make sure you're heard. Thank you. Yeah, just bring up all the chairs you need. Thank you. So we are opening Hermitage Member Club. It is for 10 Gatehouse Trail and 171 Gatehouse Trail parcels. And this is, the owner is the Hermitage Member Club. Agents are Josh Dubatis and Pam Hodgman. Nice to have you back with us. And so the proposal is modifications to an existing planned unit development in the Resort Commercial Residential Zoning District. Proposed development includes the construction of a ski lift and terminals, the construction of a permanent ski patrol facility, and the construction of an additional 4-family residential structure in the Grenoble development. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, 228, and 272. Article 4, Section 440 and 450F. Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 730 A, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, and 731. So thank you again all for being here. To the board, are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions?
Nope. No.
Thank you. And to all of you giving testimony, would you please raise your right hand, and do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. I do.
I do. Can I get names of everyone who was
Thank
just
you.
sworn in?
Aaron Sheriff.
Did you sign in as well? Okay.
Josh Dubatis.
Okay.
I signed it.
Yeah.
Hamilton Hodgman, Hodgman Engineering.
Okay.
Robert Wilde, VHB.
And did you sign in as well?
I did.
Excellent. And who's on the Zoom here?
Dan Heil with VHB, H-E-I-L.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
I think you probably want to know who Zoom user is,
I
right?
do need to know.
On Zoom, there's someone that your label is Zoom user. Can you tell us your name, please?
Oh, I think that's me.
Okay. Thank you, Al.
Sorry about that. Thanks. Yeah, I logged in. I have some PDFs for sharing on the Zoom
Great.
when we're
Okay,
ready.
perfect.
Thank you so much.
And there's a butters, just
Nope.
agents?
No
Okay.
abutters.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you all. And so for those of you who have, I'm sorry, the town, true, the town is. Did you want to be sworn in? You've got enough to talk about tonight. Thank you. So for those of you who have hung out with us before, the way we do this is we ask one of our members to sort of be the case manager and run through things. We do a bit of a draft so that it makes it easier for all of us and targets everything. And Charlie is our guy tonight. So welcome to Charlie.
Yes, thank you. I think I've been your case manager before, so before we get started, why don't you guys give us a brief overview on the project?
Sure. Well, I appreciate the board's time this evening.
I'm going to say one thing. Sorry, one of our DRB members is on Zoom, so
you have
make
to
sure you speak
into
up into the microphone. Yep.
Plus, we also are recorded.
That one is on, yeah.
This one's
There's
good.
just the red light right on the top.
All right. Well, appreciate obviously the board's time this evening. My name is Joshua. I'm the general manager at the Hermitage Members Club. And so tonight we will be presenting. We have three different projects. We will be presenting the first project is our ski patrol building, which is a replacement of existing temporary structure. The second project is the hay fever lift project, which is the reinstall and replacement of our hay fever lift at the club. And the third is the Grenoble project, which is the third building and our master plan complex as part of our it's a quadruplex development. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so we're going to go right into your 298-page exhibits. I appreciate that. It made me a lot of fun yesterday. So I tried to break them down as possible, but Exhibit 1, cover sheet. Exhibit 2 is application summary, 2 pages. Exhibit 3 is application, 3 pages. Number 4, project summary, 2 pages. 5, amendment to master plan, 18 pages. Appendix A is the Wilmington master plan drawings, existing conditions plan, overall conditions plan, overall lower master plan, overall upper master plan, upper base lodge area master plan, mid base lodge area master plan, lower base lodge area master plan, summit and mid mountain area master plan. Exhibit 7 is Appendix B, the site photographs, ski patrol, 3 pages, hay fever ski lift, 3 pages, Grenoble Townhouse is 1 page. Exhibit 8, Appendix C, Grenoble building, number 11, plans, 18 pages. Exhibit 9, Appendix C, ski patrol building plans, 22 pages. Appendix C, sorry, number 10, Appendix C, hay fever ski lift plans, 26 pages. Appendix D, previous DRB permits since 2005, 171 pages. Exhibit 12, hearing notice. Exhibit 13, list of abutters, 6 pages. Any questions on our exhibits?
Any more exhibits you want to bring in tonight? Or you said you had some more possibly, or are we good?
Those are all the exhibits we have.
Okay.
I do have the sort of key elements of those as PDFs that we can share on screen, if that's helpful for the.
Okay, super, thank you.
Great. To the DRB, before I start, do you guys want to deep dive on each part of the projects or just go into it?
I'm good for a go through. John?
That's fine.
Great. Okay. So Article 2 is essentially all of our administrative procedures. We just go over the role of the DRB, site plan and design review. We go over our submission requirements and how our decisions are made. You guys sent a very detailed plan, so we do have all the exhibits. And based on that, we have no questions on the exhibits at this point until we go further into it. Section 71 refers what a public hearing is. And you guys are aware of what a public hearing is? Yep.
Yes.
I'm just gonna skim right through here. 7.2 is who may attend a public hearing. There's no interested parties here and there's no abutters, correct? Nope.
Correct.
Fantastic. Going right into Article 4. So just confirm the subject properties in the resort commercial / residential district, correct?
Correct.
And the current primary use is resort, correct?
Correct.
Great. Any questions on Article 4? Okay, so you guys have been here before. So Article 7, the first part, we're just going to go through the use performance standards. I'll be asking some questions and you guys will just have to answer them. Great?
Yes.
Okay, so A, vibration, no continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent vibration discernible at the property line.
Correct.
B, noise, continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise in excess of that of a normal conversation must not exist at the property line. Recurring periodic noise in excess of that of a normal lawnmower at the property line is allowed, provided it does not occur between the hours of 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. Does not significantly detract from other or diminish from other properties allowed use or land development.
Correct.
Air emissions for commercial operations. There be no emission of dust, ash, or smoke or other particulate matter that can cause damage to human or animal health, vegetation, or property by reason of concentration or toxicity, contaminate the property or beyond the property boundaries, have solid or liquid particulates in concentrations exceeding state standards, cause odorous matter in quantities as to be offensive.
Correct.
Correct as well.
Yeah, I got you. I have to take notes on this one because there's a lot of stuff here. D, injurious or noxious practices. No operations or use shall create electromagnetic, liquid, or solid refuse or waste, heat, cold, dampness, explosive, fire, glare, or other hazard which will cause injury or damage to human or animal health, vegetation, or property.
Correct.
I have a question there.
Go for it.
For most of these question and answers, I prepared a 6-page document.
Yes, I know. It was very helpful. It makes it easier for when I do the draft. We
Okay.
still have to go on record and read the questions.
Okay, well, I was just curious if you wanted
Nope.
us to read out.
Nope.
Because there's a lot
Makes
more
it
detail
easier.
here. But
Yep.
I'm absolutely fine. Just say correct.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Okay, section 721. In all districts, all conditional use development shall protect from undue adverse effects. No land development or use shall result in undue adverse impact on any of the following: the capacity of existing or planned community, municipal, or educational facilities, traffic on roads and highways, bylaws and ordinances in effect, utilization of renewable energy, air quality, character of the area, the character, aesthetics, and scenic value of the neighborhood and area affected as defined by the purpose and purpose of the zoning district within which the project is located, and specifically stated policies and standards of this ordinance of the town plan.
Correct.
Correct? So there's no impact on anything?
No.
No impacts that aren't already accounted for in the state and local master plans.
Great. And just so you're aware, the purpose of the resort commercial residential district is to encourage clustered economic development while preserving designated open spaces and historic village settlement patterns, thus preventing sprawl and roadside strip developments. PUDs are encouraged within the resort commercial district, and such types of development shall meet the PUD requirements as well as consider physical and environmental limitations such as flood hazard areas, wildlife habitat, steep slopes, and traffic volume and flow. Anything else for the purpose of the district? Okay. 722, conditional use, preserving the character of the town. Land development uses in all districts shall preserve the character of the town consistent with its rural agricultural heritage, conforming to the following: preservation of the town's character, economic development contribute to the character of the town, development consistent with the rural agriculture and historic nature of the town, formula business, maximum square footage for retail, building score facility, utility placement. So we're going to get more into utility, but any notes on for the character, any impact as well?
No, it completely
Great.
jives with the
Perfect.
character
Now we're
of the
through all
resort.
the boring stuff. Let's get into, now we're gonna need a lot more information, but you guys also put it into your report you sent, but This is where I'm sure DRB members will have more questions. Why don't we take a pause? And do you want to go through each project now or just have,
Let's do a quick run through each project.
yeah, because we're going to have questions
you've got
on each
everything
area,
and-
so.
We'd like to try to do it all tonight so we can avoid a site visit so we can move forward. So, John, you good with that?
Yes. I just have one question.
Yep.
Isn't the ski lift project also in the conservation district?
I don't believe so. I believe it's all in resort.
The lift does extend into the conservation district.
Which
when
part
it
extends?
The part that extends into the town lands. There's already there's an existing agreement for the ski lift that already goes all the way up to the top, and this one does extend into the town lands, which are zoned conservation.
Okay.
We can speak to that when we get to that point, or we can speak to that now.
Why don't we speak to it now since John brought it up?
Sure. So the upper terminal of the hay fever lift will be on that side of the town conservation land, part of that leased property. And so the lower terminal loading area, of course, is on the lower portion near the base lodge. The upper terminal is in the location of the former location of the lift that is being replaced in that location. So at that upper terminal area, you'll have the upper terminal as well as the chair barn where the chairs will be stored and acts as a wind block for the upper terminal unloading area.
So the chairs for that will be stored at the top.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm sorry to make sure I understood correctly. There's already an existing structure there and you're simply replacing it?
The structure was removed in 2021.
Okay.
But
But there was previously a structure.
there was
there.
previously
And
a
it's going
structure
in the
there.
same general location.
Correct. Adjacent to the mid-mountain cabin that's already there.
Right.
Yeah, and using the same line up the,
Same alignment up the trail.
up the trail.
Okay. Yeah. So it's previously there, went away, coming back.
Coming back.
Well, hold on a minute. There is no chair barn up there.
That is the one difference, correct.
Okay, so why don't you walk us through the various projects? So let's start with, ski patrol, master plan, whatever you like.
Would it be helpful to put the plans on screen?
Go for it.
I'm-
It looks like it needs to start recording. So. What?
That's good, Charlie. Thank you.
It needs. Yeah. Oh, is it? It is.
Okay, so what we're seeing on screen right now is from the master plan set of plans, and we've shaded the locations of the buildings that are proposed or are changing as part of this project, so in red. Just to orient everyone on this plan, north is to the top of the page, and right sort of in this area is the existing base lodge. So starting just to the east of that is the Grenoble townhome structure. Due north of that is the ski patrol building, which is the existing building, is a Scotsman trailer that will be replaced with a permanent structure. And then slightly to the northwest of the base lodge is the proposed lower terminal, start at the bottom, lower terminal for the hay fever lift. And so the red lines that you're seeing are going up that trail, the Needle Trail, and Jennifer's Run, I believe, is the upper part of that trail. And then if I switch to the next page, there we go. So you see the continuation of those lift lines, the upper terminal, and the chair barn adjacent to the lift terminal. So that's the orientation of the three projects relative to the rest of the ski area. It's a little hard to see, just given the scale of a lift is not very conducive to visual representation. Any questions on that so far?
No, thanks.
Okay. So then we'll move into the ski patrol building. So this is just the cover off of the plan set. These are in your packages. So just a rendering of the front elevation. This is basically taken from the perspective of the snow front adjacent to or opposite from between the base lodge, if you will, and the existing ski patrol, looking generally northeasterly. So the area sort of in the front of the plan here in front of the building would be the existing access road. So the building will be situated on that same access road that's there today. Roughly in the same location, shifts slightly to the slightly to the east and slightly north, just in terms of making up the grade with the hillside that falls off behind it. So here we're looking at a plan view. The green shading represents the building at the outer edge of the roof line. The darker line is the wall inside. You see you have some eaves that hang over on that. A better loading area in the front that's at grade. So under the existing condition, there's a switchback ramp to get you up into the trailer. The new building will be at grade, and so ski patrol will be able to load in directly, and then ambulance folks will be able to roll a gurney right out onto the pavement to load it into an ambulance. The yellow shading area sort of underneath that is the existing footprint of the existing ski patrol. And I should have just pointed out, as I orient you here, this map is turned 180 degrees. So north is toward the bottom of the page. So you see the hillside sort of falling off to that northern side as it goes down to Oak Brook. And the existing driveway, you can see my mouse on that screen, existing driveway here along the front or south side coming into the area. The area to the west is the existing propane tank farm, so that is remaining. So the building slides a little bit as a result of avoiding impacts to the tank farm. That slides a little bit to the east. There's a parking area farther to the east, and so there'd be a basement with full walkout doors on that side. The purpose of the basement is just dry storage. It's not part of the ski patrol operations. The operations essentially occupy approximately the same, about 1,400 square feet that the existing facility operates in.
So just the plan is to remove the current building and build, so that's kind of the summer plan?
That is the
So
construction plan for
the current that's been there for how many years?
Temporary trailer's been there for 5 years.
It's been there forever, right? Yeah. So that will be gone. I'm sure they'll be very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
As part of that, obviously, we're showing some drainage improvements, drainage features here, these dash lines and sewer line connections from the structure. We've been in communication with Coldbrook Fire District to make the sewer and water connections there. The other line you see here on this plan, I didn't highlight it, is the sewer line that comes down from the mid-mountain cabin and passes through this area. So we're stepped back from that as well to avoid impacts to utilities. Dan, I'll toss it to you if you have a moment, if there's anything else you wanted to add while we're talking about ski patrol.
No, I think that was a good summary, Robert. Yeah, replacing the temporary structure out there with the permanent structure, be connecting to the Coldbrook Fire District water and sewer, proposing new water connection just to the south of the building there. You can see it crossing the access drive, and new sewer service connecting into the existing sewer service. And then, as you mentioned, new stormwater improvements too, tying into the existing storm drainage system along to the east. And I think that's pretty much it. But would be happy to answer any questions the board has.
Thanks, Dan. I think just I'll extrapolate a little farther on the storm drainage work, and this applies both to the ski patrol building as well as the lower terminal of the hay fever lift. There is a stormwater pond farther to the east and down gradient from this site that has the capacity for both of these practices, the slight changes in impervious area, we have applied for amendment to the stormwater permit that addresses that pond. So all of these features in the base area are going to the same pond and providing treatment for stormwater in that system. When we get to hay fever, we'll talk a little bit more about stormwater up at the top of the mountain, or the mid-mountain, I should say.
Any questions? John?
Nope.
Oh, and so here are some elevations of what that building looks like. It'll be sort of gable end roof, shingle siding that matches or at least replicates the look and feel of the existing base lodge and other structures around the property. And all of this has been submitted to Act 250 at this point as well.
Where does that stand?
We are administratively complete. We have not received technical comments yet, Dan, unless you've seen anything come back from the district commission.
Nope, that's correct. Administratively complete. Yeah, we haven't received those review comments yet. In addition to Act 250, we're currently working with the Cold Brook Fire District on their approval letter. We're addressing a couple minor comments, and we have submitted the WW permit to the state as well, along with the operational and construction stormwater applications for this project. So Act 250 will not issue the permit until those other permits have been issued.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If we're ready, we move on to hay fever. Yep. Okay. So again, I'll start by orienting because I always forget to do that. So in this map, this plan north is to the bottom of the page. So the bottom terminal is on the left-hand side of the screen, and the upper terminal is on the right-hand side of the screen. So bottom terminal here, adjacent to the base lodge. Again, the idea being that providing service to the mid-mountain provides more beginner terrain availability, as well as some redundancy to the existing barnstormer lift. If there are any mechanical issues or things going on with barnstormer, people will still be able to ski out of the hay fever side, provide some additional terrain that you can't get to from the barnstormer side of things, from the ski perspective. So there is a minor amount of grading and sort of some of the work road that's here near the base lodge gets rerouted just in order to accommodate the lift and the bottom towers of the lift alignment. So that's what you're seeing as far as grading goes. The other parts of the dashed line you're seeing is just the potential limit of work for the construction stormwater permit. So we've assigned access points and potential disturbance as far as going in, constructing the towers, stringing the new rope, any other improvements along the way. I guess there's the other component to this is to relocate the snowmaking system, because in its current location, it would be blowing snow onto the lift line and towers, which you don't want to do, obviously. So we're setting that into a little bit farther into the trail so that it can blow on the trail and not on the lift.
What are you looking at, do you think, for when you're going to be building this?
It starts June 1st and delivered December 24th.
Keep going, Aaron. No rush. So you really think that all your permits will be in place by June 1st? Your fingers crossed?
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Right.
That's good.
Okay, that's great.
I think it's helpful that it was an existing alignment
Right, yeah.
and that we're not clearing trees and cutting through the woods to put a new lift line in.
And I'll speak a little bit more on the permitting at this juncture here. So we have filed this with Act 250. The other collateral permits, the INDC, the construction stormwater permit that sort of wraps in all of the projects,
Right.
has been submitted, or amendment to that has been submitted. And similarly, the operational stormwater has been submitted. We have a wetlands permit that's already been submitted and issued. And it's a non-reporting from the Corps of Engineers standpoint. There's a a wetland area, sort of just upgrading it from the snow front or as part of that snow front area. So making sure we're in compliance with wetland rules for crossing through that area, or as you can see, this sort of dashed line indicating that the access route is going to avoid the wetland. By and large, there's a small area where we'd have to cross through it as part of installing towers going up the lift line. So we have that wetlands permit. Corps of Engineers is non-reporting. The 2 stormwater permits are under review by DEC. The Act 250 permit is in review, or is at least, I don't think we've actually gotten administratively complete on that, but that's underway. We've had one set of comments back from the Fish and Wildlife Program. Leo Will, the aquatic biologist for this district, has had some questions and comments, so we're working on that with her as far as riparian buffers. So those are our current tasks moving toward the dates that Aaron mentioned there.
So you are in a good place. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, thank you.
So moving on to the upper terminal, and I do have some more detailed plans I can share as well. The upper terminal is the sort of smaller, those 2 features that you see here, and the chair barn is adjacent to that. This all happens within the footprint of the previously cleared area, sort of on that little knob, just north, I have to get my directions, just north of the mid-mountain cabin. So there is an existing small stormwater practice that was built in conjunction with Mid-Mountain Cabin. We're going to sort of oversize that or build that a bit larger to accommodate some of the impervious area. And then a second small gravel wetland will be constructed adjacent to the chair barn to cover the impervious area associated with the roof of that. In addition, there'll be some grading on the western side of the chair barn and lift to improve the unload. So as you're getting off, right now you're basically going uphill to get back downhill. So doing some additional grading in that area to improve the sort of skier flow through that area and just better sort of operations.
John, any questions?
I'm just baffled at the chair barns at the top of the lift. I've never seen that done before.
That chair barn will act as a wind wall as well as the chair storage. And that's a particularly windy spot on the mountain that we're challenged, keeping the chairlifts running. So otherwise the rest of the lift line is tucked nicely out of the prevailing northeast winds that give us trouble with the barn.
So it'll be a block.
It'll be a block.
Yep.
Do we have render into the chair barn?
We do. So here's some color renderings, and the colors are actually not quite right, but at least to give you a sense of some perspective on what you're looking at. So this is looking from the east toward the west, toward the 2 summits. And so this is the existing mid-mountain cabin. This is the chair barn and the lift upper terminal that would be constructed. So you can see how that would act as a wind block from that northwest direction. And the operator cabin is part of that as well. So this rendering, the operator cabin is out here on its own. That's since been relocated to be basically attached to that building the same way the operator cabin at the barnstormer is attached to the side of the chair barn. Down. And so this is a rendering of the lower terminal. And in this case, you're looking generally westerly, slightly northwesterly, I guess. And so here the trail is coming down sort of the front of the top of the view. The maintenance area would be behind these trees over here, and the base lodge is behind the viewer from this perspective. So a little bit of grading to accommodate skier access in from this side, and then sort of this ability to ski under and drive underneath the lift as you come out of that terminal. There'll be 2 sets of towers in sort of close proximity, and then you're off the trail from there. In addition, I'll keep moving. No.
One question, which lift company are you using?
This will be with Doppelmayr.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I think in the plans I could switch and go to it. There's another rendering that we have at this time of the sort of an elevation view of the chair barn. I can get that if you like.
That's good.
It'll just take me a minute to switch to it.
We're looking at the same thing.
You know, it's in the zoning packet, but
Yeah.
the quick summary is that the rendering was done by Doppelmayr a while ago, where it shows the gable building, whereas we're doing a building that has just one. It's going to be a pre-engineered metal building with cedar shingles, and it's going to have a sloping away. So we're not. If you look at the render, it's sloping snow towards the
It's the one from
key area.
Essex
we're-
structural steel, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
domestic
okay, yeah.
steel. And so it's going to be one big bay with a roof that sheds away from the ski terminal. And inside that will be all the rail system that hangs the chairs. It'll be unheated, uninsulated, pretty shed. Cedar shed.
Pretty shed. Okay. Great.
Want to take any more time on hay fever? I can keep plowing ahead.
Nope. I think Grenoble.
Yep.
Well, I'll start off with Grenoble. So what we're looking at here is the Grenoble development when in 2021, when the new ownership came in. I guess it was probably the fall of 2020. The first thing that the club came in to the town of Wilmington was to get the DRB permit started over again because it timed out during the receivership. And what that permit was for the two buildings that you're looking at here and here, which are built and occupied right now and have been sold and occasionally resold. The parking lot is all in. This driveway is in. Everything you see except for this, our area of work is this green area that right now is a gravel lot. And so the water, the storm sewer, the sewer, all the utilities are in. This is what you see crossing over here is the lower is a ski lift from the lower area that passes overhead. And we're taking the spot that mirrors this building off page, but you can't see it, off page to the upper northwest. That's where the base lodge is. And this right here, this little dash line that you see right here, this is where the magic carpet is that you could do the magic carpet ride up to the base lodge area. And this is the beginner ski instruction, real bunny slope stuff. We're going to be putting the building, expanding the parking lot just a little bit. So it's a full, like right now, it's just a parking lot for to park on this side of the lot with the drive lane. We're going to make a normal parking lot for double fill the aisles. And here's the building filling in that spot. And the water main is right there. So we're connecting to the water main. We still have to, still have to reach out to Coldbrook Fire District and get the allocation, the permit squared away. We're looking for a July start date on this, but trying to get the permits all online a little bit behind the ski project as far as the permitting timeline goes. There's the sewer we're connecting to the existing sewer manhole. The stormwater permit, this building's already permitted through the stormwater permit. This building did exist on the site plan that we came into when we came in 2020. There was a building on the other side. We just weren't going to build it, but we're going to build it in the future. So it is on that site plan too. And it's this building. We have the same architect, Austin Design is involved, that will be basically applying for the Department of Fire Safety DFS permit, and will be the architect of record. Eric Cravens, who's here working for the town behind me, is doing some of the coordination on the architecture piece between the developer and Austin Design. And I think it's pretty much, we've got the water, sewer, stormwater, all the utilities are in place, and it's a very small footprint. Most of the area is already landscaped, and they're just going to try to limit the amount of construction to disturb as little as possible, because anything you touch, you have to fix.
So you say that you're working on the parking lot?
Just right now, the parking lot only has parking they paved the travel lane and the bays and the parking spots up against the other building, but they didn't make the rest of the parking lot. I mean, it's gravel. So there's a gravel lot right there.
So, I mean, we've been through Grenoble, so we've done all of Grenoble. So everything that was in effect when 2020, whenever it was, that's not going to change with this small addition.
No, we're changing nothing from what
Right.
we
So we
presented.
don't have to go back and look at, where you're walkways and all the rest of that. That's all in place, correct?
And this is a good image right here. This is an aerial photo that shows that the conditions, and this is what I was saying, like right here, this is when I say expanded parking lot, I mean that this needs to be paved right here.
Right.
And then we got to drop a building right here and hook it up. And it's
Well,
it was dropped.
Can you do our bridge, maybe? Drop a bridge.
Yeah, drop our bridge. So, I mean, that's what it was
I have to drop
before.
it gently.
Yeah.
We use a lot of parachutes.
Basically, everything that we put in place, that you put in place, that we agreed to is still in place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to be sure we don't have to redo any of that.
Right.
Great.
So we might just, when we get to conditions and stuff, we might just throw that in for the balance of Grenoble, that the conditions that go back to.
And the conditions of that permit for a case manager are in the 175.
Exactly.
Yes.
We just need to refer to that.
Yes, it was a lot of fun counting that. Thank you. Next summer, you can include what's breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I do have a question about whether or not we should go with a different system. I started that 4 years ago. I don't know if it can keep going. Adding.
You're probably the only applicant that puts in all their previous cases. How's that?
Well, when we first came in 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't know what we had.
Yes.
Right.
And wanted to put everything back on the table again, so that if there were any questions, we had it all.
It's worked well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Have we gone over all three projects?
Those are all.
So, John, any questions?
I'm fine.
Thank you.
Crystal?
Crystal, I assume you'll speak up.
Honestly, the only question that I have, and it might be included in the packet and I missed it, is earlier when John was asking about the conservation area and how much of this project goes into that. Is there some parcel map that shows that shows the delineation between where that conservation area starts and how much of your project is going into it?
I think, well, what it is that the resort commercial zoning district is the Hermitage. Like 1970, they created the zoning district for Hermitage, and that land that's up there is really, it's conservation because it's town of Wilmington land. It's also where the up very at the very top of the hills where the watershed, the source protection area for the town of Wilmington's Lake Haystack Pond. Is that what's called Haystack Pond? Is up there, and it's on this map, I believe, the Haystack Pond.
So I can weigh in a little bit here. So the zoning districts are not necessarily delineated in the application, but the zoning districts follow the parcels. So the parcel boundary is delineated on their map. And so on the town-owned parcel, that's conservation, and then it's resort commercial residential on the Hermitage side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's clear.
So this figure, so here's, again, this is the upper terminal. This is on the overall site plan. So this line sort of running north-south is that parcel boundary.
Okay.
So
John, any questions?
Nope, I'm fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So we'll just go right back into the case. So section 730. Now you have already put all this into your packet, which is good. And now that we've gone over each building, makes it easier. So, but A, lighting glare shall be shielded. Downcast glare and reflection is prohibited. If it is an unreasonable nuisance to other property owners or tenants, does not contribute to aesthetics, scenic value, or character of the area, or can impair vision of pedestrians or drivers. Based on your plan, looks like all your mounted lighting is downcast, correct?
correct.
I didn't see, is there no lighting on the shed barn?
There is lighting that we have put together for an Act 250 submission that has happened since. It is downcast, but it's in the Act 250 application. But it's not in the zoning packet.
There's some small lights next to each of the doors.
But it is downcast
It's
fully-
downcast.
fully
It's
downcast.
downcast. It's,
and shielded.
yes,
Correct.
yes.
Thank you.
You. C, traffic and pedestrian safety, pedestrian walkways to ensure safe and efficient navigation by foot or bicycle. Special consideration be made for children's safety. Traffic patterns will be reviewed for safety, ease of flow, and efficiency. So is there a walkway? I did see it on the plan for Grenoble.
Yeah, Grenoble has a walkway to get to the parking. This topic came up during the original Grenoble development.
Right.
Yep.
There's a bit of a discussion as far as like if you have to do, there's not a feasible way to have a walkway that goes to the base lodge from where we are without using a lot of ramps. A lot of people do walk to the base lodge if they're able, and the people that aren't able, they absolutely just, I mean, most people just get in their car and there's certainly accessible parking up at the base lodge. But as far as like the quickest and fastest route to the base lodge, it is walking over the field or using the magic carpet and inter-campus accessibility. That is the point of having Grenoble there, is so that you're able to really ski,
Right.
like go north a little bit, ski down, and ski to an area where you'd be able to get on a lift and ride a lift up, or take the magic carpet up to the base lodge.
And what about ski patrol?
Ski patrol is on an existing paved access road.
So is there, I guess my question is, you guys know I love my pedestrian walkways. So like, God forbid an EMS comes up, right? Is there, I'm looking at the plans now.
Right, so there will be an additional, I can put this back. Yeah. Sorry, there is a paved walkway connecting from the ski patrol to the access road where the EMS would park their ambulance.
Great.
So this shaded gray rectangle here is the walkway out to the
Okay.
the paved area.
Okay. Great. Anyone else have questions on pedestrian walkway? Okay. Commercial parking and loading zones, we're not adding any commercial parking zones, correct?
Correct.
No, the only commercial parking will be the ambulance, but that's emergency.
Yeah, yep. And then in Grenoble, your parking spaces are 10 by 18.
I mean, everything again, we put all of that in
Very
place with the
matching
original
existing, yep.
Grenoble. So I think we can just, refer to that.
Yep. And I saw on your plans, the snow removal area is marked off. Thank you. Okay, landscaping, screening, development shall preserve the rural and agriculture character and ambiance of the community, natural features, characteristics of the town's rural and agricultural nature shall be preserved. Landscaping and screening shall be used to preserve and protect the aesthetic and scenic value of the town, its neighborhoods, residents, and neighboring properties. I saw in Grenoble the landscaping you're putting in. Any other landscaping going in?
I think our testimony is basically at the upper ski mountain area. It's so remote from any boundaries that you don't that you're already screened by all the nature that's up there. And as far as the ski patrol goes, there isn't really a place for it, but we're replacing existing.
Okay.
And we're also, everything's very much central to the core. So the people that see it are people that are inside the property.
Yep. Land and water management, protect properties, transportation systems, and public safety by A, safe and appropriate water management, including water supply and availability, stormwater retention, absorption, and impervious surface runoff management. And B, prevent and control against water pollution, make provision for management of erosion, preservation of rivers and streams, river stream banks management, wetland protection, waterway and channel management, agricultural land protection. Go ahead.
Yep, we're doing
Yep, we've gone
all
through all
those
that.
things. Yep.
Yep. Wastewater and potable permit, you let us know that you already have those requests in, correct?
Correct.
Yep. Natural resources, we've gone over that, the existing, you're not cutting down any trees for the chairlift, correct?
We have some limbing potentially, but there should be no wholesale. So there's at the upper terminal area where we're expanding the one gravel wetland, we need to add a little bit of grading there, and so there's some limbing that happens there. And I think at the lower terminal, maybe some limbing on that edge where the road curves.
Great.
None at hay fever. I'm sorry, none at ski patrol or Grenoble.
Great. Wildlife protection, no adverse impact on wildlife habitats and corridors, correct?
That is our understanding. We have been in communication with Fish and Wildlife and are working on any comments that they have back.
Great. Anyone have questions before we go to PUD?
What are the hours of operation for the ski lift?
8:30 to 3:30.
Okay, so it's not going to be utilized at all for people having dinner at the Mid-Mountain Cabin during the evening hours?
The primary use would be the 8:30 to 12:30 time period.
Then you're not answering my question.
He asked,
I can't hear that.
He asked if it'd be used for restaurant use at night.
It could be. I wouldn't say it would never be in testimony standpoint, but the primary use is obviously during the state.
So you currently have used that upper cabin for nighttime use sometimes, not often, but.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. We typically bring people up via the snowcats.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, it would be the same as what you're currently,
Right.
does that answer your question, John?
Well, yeah, no, it sort of answers the question, but it's ambiguous. It indicates that there might be lighting at night, unless they're having people go on the lift.
The lighting would be the existing lighting we mentioned on the terminal and in the building. There wouldn't be any additional lighting that would affect the lift.
Okay.
I guess his question is regarding that if it does run at nighttime, what lighting for safety issues?
Right. And the same with the lighting that we have on the terminal is for safety, regardless of operational or not, because our team would get up there in the mornings to turn the lift on and so forth. So it's the same lighting package that we would have for operating for both. And there's the downward lighting and then the fence stocks.
There would be no lighting on the lift towers.
Correct.
That answer your question, John?
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Sorry, it was a little hard to hear. The air conditioner, the heater kicked on.
It's the heater.
The heater, yeah, not the air conditioning.
We can put the AC
Not
on
the
if you
air
want.
conditioning
Okay.
Next week there.
So 731 plan unit developments are conditional use and must satisfy the standards of conditional use as defined in section 710 through 740 above. In addition to meeting the standards of a conditional use, a plan unit development must meet the specific standards that follows. In the case of any conflict between specific standards of the PUD and other standards of this ordinance, the more specific PUD standards shall preside over any similar conflicting standards of this ordinance. So, no application for a PUD should be considered for approval unless a minimum of 2 acres of land is contained in any proposal. I think we're good for that. Yep.
That's correct, yeah.
No application for a PUD shall be considered for approval unless all land contained in any proposal is contiguous. I really gets me every time. Contiguous.
All land is contiguous.
Thank you for
Charlie
saying it
hates
properly.
reading these things.
I hate it in these things. The only reason I took Hermitage is because I did you guys in the past, so I already had it on my computer. Open space preservation. At least 40% of the total area of the property shall be dedicated to or reserved as usable common outdoor living space and open land. Open space shall not include streets, driveways, and parking areas. I think we're good. It's a resort. I think you have definitely have 40%.
Yes.
Yep. The total number of units approved for a project shall not exceed the number of residential units or commercial square footage allowed if the land were subdivided into lots in accordance with the zoning regulations for the districts in which such land is located as defined as increased density below.
We meet that.
What was that?
We meet that.
Yes, great. I can think we can skip right through increased density, but just so everyone's aware, approval of densities excess of that, 1 primary use dwelling per acre, or 1 primary use commercial structure per 2 acres. Building setbacks, I think you guys have all your setbacks correct. Meet correct?
We got it.
Yep. Okay. And then municipal facility burden, the cumulative effect of a phased PUD shall not cause transportation networks, municipal facilities, educational facilities, or other public service to be unduly burdened. Have you met with the fire department, everyone, this new project?
I have not.
He's
but-
right behind you if you want him.
What I was going to say on this was that all the projects are in the master plan that went in front of the Wilmington. It was part of that Wilmington master plan.
Yep.
Which involved the fire department and the
Yeah,
police department.
you said it for our last meeting. You did say you had met with them at that point, so.
Yeah, we had met with the fire department in the first Grenoble. The primary part of that was to make sure that the fire truck access
Right.
into the driveway was a big point of view. Not point of view, point of, not contention, but a thing that we had to do.
Sure.
And
Right.
And there's no changes to the road to the ski patrol?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Great, you got a verbal. All utilities, all electric and telephone facilities, fire alarm, conduit, street lighting, wiring, and similar facilities or utilities should be placed underground.
Yes, one of the key changes for ski patrol is that a currently overhead wire will be conduited underground.
Great. And private roads may be allowed a PUD when specifically approved by the DRB. Any new road, public or private, within a PUD shall conform to the Wilmington Town Highway Ordinance.
There are no new roads.
Fantastic. That's all of my articles. I'm so upset. John, you got anything?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Crystal,
Do not have any questions.
all set?
I'm all set.
Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for all of your hard work. And it's been a pleasure having you. The hearing is closed.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. So we'll give you a few minutes and then we will open the hearing on application 2026-005, which is 40 Beaver Street. The owner is the town of Wilmington. Scott is the agent. And the proposal for this is construction of Veterans Memorial Park in the Village Zoning District. and the village design review overlay. Proposed development would include the installation of stone benches around a memorial stone and the construction of a gazebo. So Christine, Scott, you guys can come up. Is Eric involved in this too?
Eric and Christine.
Come on up. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, 272. Article 4, Section 440, 450B. Article 5, Section 510, 511, 512, 530, 540. Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721. 722, 730, AC, and F. We'll wait for Charlie. Thanks for sitting through the Hermitage.
Lots of good information.
You must be excited that you've gotten to this point, Christine.
With the park? Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes, we're hoping.
It's exciting. So, to the board, are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions?
No.
Nope.
John?
No.
Thank you. And is Scott going to be giving testimony for this? No. Okay. Eric and Christine, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Crystal, you are getting this turned over to you.
Okie dokie. So I'm assuming we have no abutters. Present. Okay. Okay.
Well, we haven't a butter. The fire chief's here.
That's true. Okay, so before we get going, I'm just going to read off the exhibits that I have. If you hear anything that seems incorrect, just let me know. Number 1, the Town of Wilmington DRB case cover sheet. Number 2, the zoning permit staff report, which is 2 pages. Number 3, the application for DRB review, which is 3 pages. Number 4, an A&R aerial parcel map. Number 5, a normal parcel map. Number 6, the preliminary architectural engineering plans, which totaled 16 pages. Number 7 is a page with photos of the proposed project area. Number 8, flood hazard details and map with flood overlays, 2 pages. Number 9 is email communication trail between the zoning administrator, architect, town manager, and regional floodplain manager from 2023 regarding the inquiry into the flood hazard impact on the proposed location. That's 5 pages of sort of historical conversation. And then there's also a letter to the current zoning administrator from A&R floodplain manager dated 2/2/2026, so the more current one. Number 11 is a copy of the warning, and number 12 is the list of abutters with a date stamp of February 13th for the notice mailing. I think that's everything. Sounds for sure.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I guess before we get into all of the details, why don't you just tell me in your own words why you're here?
You want to go? You want me to?
I can try. You can fill in.
Sure.
So we have been working for several years to put together a Veterans Memorial Park at the public safety facility site. Eric has drawn up some wonderful architecture plans that would include a pavilion, some wonderful monuments with all of our veterans from several of the different wars. And just trying to create a nice park area for people to reflect on that kind of, sentiment, I guess.
Yeah, also landscape architect Bo Doucette worked on the plans as well. And yeah, it's basically consists of a number of memorial stones dedicated to local veterans from World War II up until present times. And then there's a pavilion as well, a 16 by 16 pavilion, and a flagpole, patio, and plantings, landscaping, wildflowers. Yeah. So
Great.
pretty much sums it up.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now just going to go through all of the zoning articles that were assigned to the case. First, we just like to address Article 2, which is all the administrative procedures. and how it outlines the procedures that we follow as a DRB. It provides definitions, explains the role of us as the DRB, the responsibility of you, the applicant, directions on how to handle changes after you get this DRB decision. It explains who can attend and be heard at a public hearing. So far, it looks like when I looked through the application, we have everything that we need as far as like all of the drawings and, you know, explanations of where everything is. So I don't think we need any other documentation, but obviously as we go through the questions, if something else comes up, we would need that. And then do you have any questions about Article 2 or why you're here to see us?
No.
I think so. Okay, great. So then we're going to move to Article 4, which basically just explains all of the districts and the requirements in each of those districts. The property is in the village district and then also has an overlay, which is like the village design review overlay as well. Do you have any questions about your district?
No.
Anything of that nature? Great. The tax map parcel was provided to me from the zoning administrator, and obviously there's several current uses going on, including the old school community center, the wrestling cemetery, recreational athletic facilities, some residential properties, and then the public safety building, which obviously houses operations for the fire department and the police department. So anything else I should know about for this parcel, which apparently does everything? All right, so Article 5 then goes into the specifics about the design review, the village design review, what the boundaries are for that design review overlay, the additional requirements that are associated with that overlay, which are just that the DRB needs to be very considerate of any of the lands in the town that have these delineations to make sure that whatever is built or developed on them promotes the town's goals and represents the town's bucolic energy. So do you have any questions about the overlay district, the fact that you're in the village design review district, or any of the requirements that are implied because of that?
No.
Great. All right, so Article 7 goes into specific standards. Under 710, there's usually like these specific questions that we always ask you, which is anything that's going to be projected to be built have any vibration that's associated with it?
Nope.
Any noise?
Nope.
No moving parts? And then will anything create any injurious or noxious practices like glare, heat, dampness, cold,
No.
explosive, anything of that nature? Okay, great. So section 721 speaks to the general standards. Anything that is proposed as a use shall protect against adverse effect on a variety of things that are listed in this section, but mostly we're just wanting to make sure that the character, aesthetics, and scenic value of the neighborhood are not affected in a negative way. So obviously, should be negative impact from this
Yeah.
beautiful memorial.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No negative impacts.
Section 722 goes into the conditional use, preserving the character of town. Again, just additional questions to make sure that we're accounting for any impact on the character of town and making sure that it's consistent with the rural and agricultural heritage. I think the only questions in here are answered by your application explaining the size and how far it is and setbacks from the road and all of those things. So we can look more into that when I get a little further down, but so far I think we have all the information that we need to answer those. Section 730 is going to talk about very specific standards. So is there any lighting proposed as part of the?
Yeah, there's a few lights.
Okay.
They're fully shielded. There's a couple down lights in the pavilion that are not only shielded, but up within the roof canopy that just shine straight down in that area. And then there are very small shielded and directional lights that just illuminate the face of the monuments.
Okay.
So
I'm going to look at the images.
yeah, there is an electrical plan on the pavilion plan. So
Okay.
I think it's the last sheet.
Excellent.
And you'll see they're like these little pucks. And I actually did print out the spec sheets for those light fixtures.
Okay. Yeah, that'd
So
be great.
I did bring those with me. And yeah, so there's a lot of intention there with making sure that we weren't like shooting any floodlights anewhere.
Sure.
You know, it's all.
So when I'm looking at the image, like even just here, the rendering, they'll be inside of the.
There'd be two lights within the pavilion,
Okay.
just on the ridge beam that shine down.
Okay.
And then little, basically hockey pucks that are bored into the pavers in front of the memorial piers.
On
Okay,
page 23.
Yeah, and then they shine, they're directional,
Yep.
and you can illuminate just the face of the monument with them.
Okay, and they're lit all the time.
No, they would be on a timer.
Okay.
So, I mean, basically, whatever you guys wanted the timer to be, just so they're, only on at a certain time and then turn off. You don't want them on all night long.
Okay.
Probably 9 p.m. maybe. So
what are you thinking for time?
What feels like a goal that you have?
what do you think, 4 p.m. till?
Yeah, I would think like dark until like maybe 10 at the latest.
Yeah, at the latest, maybe. Yeah.
Just for people who are out wandering around after dinner.
The current lights that are in there, that are on the walkway, are they
Yep.
going to remain?
Yeah, we're not changing any of those
So none
existing.
of that's gonna change?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, the ones that, on that path that goes.
On the little
behind.
path, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what the timing schedule is on those, but yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, we could check it out, maybe,
Maybe we
maybe-
could kind of mimic
Right.
that timing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions about the lighting from the DRB?
John, you all set?
I'm fine. Thank you.
We also like to look at traffic and pedestrian safety. According to the plans, it seems pretty clear to me like what areas would be paved and meant for people to, walk on versus where the road is. Seems like a very clear and intentional design. Is there anything you'd like to speak to specifically about any of the ways in which people will engage with it versus the road?
Just that depending on our budget, we might have to phase some of these things. So we might have to phase the sidewalk and kick that out to a future phase.
I was gonna ask about sidewalk.
Yeah, the sidewalk might have to wait, essentially.
Right. Part of it would be to actually expand.
So now, Gretchen is still talking about sidewalks on Beaver Street.
Yes,
So,
there's a lot
I'm
of.
surprised
pieces.
Gretchen's not here, right? But so we're still talking about Beaver Street sidewalks. So anything that were to happen there, this would flow
Correct.
with that.
And that's,
Yeah.
that's actually one of the reasons that we may phase in the sidewalks later is because of the Beaver Street stone wall needing to probably be adjusted
Right.
in a
Yeah,
few.
just saw a rock fall off it today.
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, there's one sitting right there, so yeah.
So to
Yeah.
make a more cohesive sidewalk even, we might put it off partly for that reason.
And maybe put that, move that sidewalk into the scope of the future project to redo that stone wall and hopefully
So any sidewalks that would happen now would be within the parameter, like if you wanted to have a sidewalk walking
Right, we
between.
would definitely make sure that it all flows.
Mhm.
That's a big part of what we want to do for the whole street.
Yeah.
Right,
And I think one of the other things we had talked about too was to make sure there's like a delineated space for people to be crossing if they park at OSEC to come over, or, just people to cross that are on the other
any
side.
chance of getting perhaps a crosswalk in? I know
That's-
they're not easy to get, but
Well, we're
because
hoping-
if we're gonna be parking in the old school lot, if we
It'd certainly
could.
be
I
nice.
mean, I know they're not easy, but if we could put that on the maybe list.
Yes, it's something that we have definitely thought about and talked about. I think we might be able to get somebody to help us with that. for the
Right.
highway.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, sure. So then for the final specific standard, we have landscaping screener and buffer areas. The renderings show obviously some plantings and other things around the, I don't know if some of these trees look like they may be part of the existing
Yeah, if you go to the,
landscape there.
on the landscape plan, that's probably where it more clearly indicates, where there are plantings. So basically there's on the, plan right of the lot, there's a lawn area. And then on the left side there'd be wildflowers. And then there's a number of native plantings that are, basically like tall grass along the back of the monuments and the stone wall. And then there'd be gardens out in the front along where you enter the park. So, yeah.
I see it.
I'm just going to point out that all landscaping is required to be replaced should anything die.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Maintain.
one of those
Mhm.
things that people don't think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
And I'm sure the beautification committee will help you.
That's on record, Cheryl. That was really generous of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, there you have it. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers the specific questions that I have. Does the DRB need any additional clarification?
Not that it's in your plan, but the parking, is there going to be parking designated for it in the nice big parking lot the public safety building has?
It's a good question. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not something that we had.
Yeah, there's parking across the street from it, from, where the tennis courts are. Then there's obviously the OSEC parking, and on the lot though, I don't know if we have permission for parking.
No, the answer would be no.
Yeah, yeah,
As I say, I don't think there's enough space there, unfortunately.
yeah, I don't think
That's
so.
what I was saying. If you could
Yeah.
put in, you're not going to get anything across from the tennis courts probably, but if you could maybe get something, where the mover pickup, that
Mhm.
thing is,
Yeah.
maybe if you go to
Mhm.
V-Trans, you might be able to get a crosswalk, so there'd be something designated, because
Mhm.
people will probably be using the OSEC parking lot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a town road.
which should make
Yeah.
it easier to get our crosswalk, is my thought.
It's not easy, but you can always try.
You may want to be mindful then there of possible signage that lets people know that parking for the memorial is not in this lot. That may end up being something that's necessary later for people who aren't
Mhm.
familiar with the area. But aside from that, that's a good question. Okay, I don't have any other questions.
John, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Charlie? All set?
No, I'm good.
Thank you all for coming in, and I'm so excited that it's coming to fruition. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I know, Eric, you are, and I know Christine definitely is. But thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Can't wait to go show the wildflowers.
Do you guys want these?
So we will close the hearing on this
Oh,
application. Thank you.
Thank you.
You need to add that as an exhibit.
Yeah, I'll add it as exhibit number.
So we're opening the
Wait, hold on
hearing.
1 second. Kristen has another exhibit to add.
It's gonna be exhibit number 13.
What you said?
Exhibit number 13 is being added.
Is,
Oh, another
lighting
exhibit, sorry.
specifics, just specs for the lighting that's
Okay,
proposed lighting.
okay, thank you.
And I'll just like scan it in and send it.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. So we've closed that hearing. We're now opening the hearing on application 2026-007. Property address is 40 Beaver Street. The owner is the town of Wilmington, and our agent is Scott Tucker. Is the chief coming up to join you?
I have Mr. Bob Boyce, who is
Okay,
the Energy Committee Chair, and Chief Moore in the event that I need extra help. So
I was gonna say, is Chief, that's what I said, is the chief gonna join you? It's gonna chair for the chief. And Bob Boyce is the chair of the Energy Commission. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, you're recusing, yes. You need to get up and leave. I mean, you can just go sit there.
You can go lead too.
Sorry, Charlie is
Charlie.
recusing.
yes,
Thank you. And so we're opening the hearing on this application. The proposal is installation of solar panels on the roof of the public safety building in the Village Zoning District and the Village Design Review District. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, 228. I don't know why I've mixed those around. I'll have to fix that. And 272. And Article 4, Section 440, 450B, and 424. Thank you, John. And Article 5, Section 510, 511, 512, 530, 540, and Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 730A, and 732G. So thank you all to the board. Are there any conflicts of interest?
No.
Thank you so much. And for the three of you, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much. And John Gannon is going to be our case manager.
Good afternoon. It's afternoon where you are, John.
Yeah, it's still afternoon here. Thank you, Scott, for coming in, and Bob and Chief Moore. Scott, do you want to just give a brief overview of this project, please?
Yeah, so I'm going to refer to the 3-page memorandum that I sent you. And essentially, the town of Wilmington proposes to install a rooftop solar photovoltaic system on the existing public safety facility located in the Village District. The project consists of a low-profile solar array mounted entirely on the building roof. Its purpose is intended to reduce municipal energy costs and enhance long-term operational resilience and support local and state renewable energy goals. By our estimate, in terms of research that the Energy Committee did, there will be up to 274 solar panels, and they're equipped with a panel level microinverter, is my understanding. And the project does not involve building expansion, ground disturbance, or any change in use of the property. The village is intended to accommodate municipal uses while preserving community character and ensuring compatibility with surrounding properties. The building design, scale, and visual impact. The solar array is designed to be low profile and closely contoured to the roof, with panels mounted generally within 5 to 10 degrees of the roof plane. That's an estimate. The installation does not increase the height of the building and remains set back from the roof edges where feasible. Due to the flat roof configuration and existing parapet, the system will be largely screened from the public view. The project does not introduce new structures or features that would alter the architectural character of the village district. The system will interconnect with the building's existing electrical service. No off-site utility upgrades are anticipated. The project does not include battery storage or backup generation equipment. The proposed rooftop solar project is an appropriate municipal improvement within the village district. It is accessory in nature, minimally visible, protective of emergency communications, and consistent with the intent and standards of the town of Wilmington zoning ordinance.
So we've also gone on to talk about radio frequencies, and I know there was some concern.
There's still concerns, and that will come into play so I know that we have 2 bids. They have not been opened, and the reason for that is because we're waiting for the permitting. We're also waiting for voters to approve the project. So once it's approved, we'll look at those bids, but that's a concern that's been built into the RFP, and we mention it here in my 3-page.
Right. So I just wanted to be sure that we were all aware that that was a concern. Also, I'm going to turn it over to you, John, but I also wanted to be sure that this funding for this is contingent on our vote tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, John.
Okay. Just want to verify there's no butters in the room? None?
No.
No. Nope.
All right. So Scott, I'm just going to read through the exhibits. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. Exhibit 1 is the Town of Wilmington cover sheet. Exhibit 2 is the Town of Wilmington zoning permit staff report. Exhibit 3 is the application for change of use, 3 pages, which you were just referring to. Exhibit 4, no, sorry, the application for change of use, 3 pages. Exhibit 4 is what you were just referring to, memorandum from Scott Tucker to the DRB dated January 23rd, 2026, which is 3 pages. Exhibit 5 is the Town of Wilmington request for proposals for a public safety facility rooftop solar project dated January 27th, 2026. That is 9 pages. Exhibit 6 is exterior photos of the Wilmington Public Safety Facility, 2 pages. Exhibit 7 is an example of a similar rooftop solar array. Exhibit 8 is the Town of Wilmington warning for DRB hearing. Finally is the service list. Did I miss anything?
No, that sounds accurate.
And are there any additional exhibits that you intend to produce today?
No.
Great. All right, so I'm going to start going through the articles, just like you heard for the Veterans Memorial Park, which is located at the same exact address. So the first article I'm going to refer to is Article 2. This contains our administrative procedures. It includes what the role of the DRB is, what we do, what your rights are, what the rights of other people are, the fact that this is a public hearing, indicates who can attend, and includes your appeal rights. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Good.
Sorry, John, can I interrupt for 1 second? Did you swear them in?
Yes.
Good, great, okay. For some reason I wasn't here.
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
did
much.
this.
Continue.
Yes, they raised their right hand.
Excellent.
The right
My
hand,
apologies.
too.
I
Thank
disappeared
you.
and then I was like, oh no, did I write that down? Please proceed.
So next I'm going to go to Article 4, which deals about the district and its uses, and refers to secondary uses. So this project is in the Village District, Section 450B. The property is identified on the tax map as 21-22-22. And the application seeks to add a secondary use, 120 kilowatt rooftop solar array. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. So then I'm going to move on to Article 5 and sections which are the Village District. So you understand that this is in the Village District, Design Review District?
Yes.
And you've already identified in your exhibit, your memo to the DRB, how this fits into the Village District. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to Article 7, where I'm going to have to ask you a series of questions, some of which may seem strange, given that it's a solar array project, but need to be asked anyway. So will there be any vibration of any kind that will be discernible at the property line?
No.
Excellent. Will there be any sort of continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise in excess of a normal conversation that will exist at the property line?
No.
Good. Will there be any emission of dust, ash, smoke, or other particulate matter?
No.
Okay. And will there be any operations that create electromagnetic, liquid, or solid refuse, waste, heat, cold, dampness, explosive, fire, glare, or other hazard, which could cause damage to humans or animals or vegetation or property?
No.
All right. Now I'm going to review the general standards, which talk about the impact on the community, impact on traffic and roads, bylaws. I mean, this is not going to have any impact on traffic or roads because it's on a roof, correct?
That is correct.
It's not impacting any community, municipal, or educational facility, although it is on top of a municipal facility. It's not negatively impacting it, correct?
That's correct.
And it's utilizing renewable energy sources, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. It's not going to impact air quality.
That's correct.
And it's not going to impact aesthetics, correct?
That's correct.
I believe based on your Exhibit 4, it will be very hard, if not impossible, to see the solar array from the street.
You may see it on the top as you walk down the street, but essentially that's correct. The parapet is, I think, around 2 to 2.5 feet tall.
Okay. Now, Section 722 talks about preserving the character of the town, which talks about preservation of the town's character economic development. Is there going to be any impact on the character of the town? I think you've already discussed that in your memo, but I just want to confirm that.
That is correct.
Okay.
No impact, yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to go through a couple of specific standards that are in section 730. Does this project involve any new lighting of any kind?
No.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to move to section 732G, which deals with solar projects. Most of 732G deals with ground-mounted solar projects. Obviously, this is a rooftop solar project, and so setbacks and things like that are inapplicable to this. But there are two issues that 732G raises, and it says, all solar installations on residential and commercial structures shall provide for fire safety and comply with existing height limits. Now, I know in your memo that the solar array does not raise the height of the public safety building. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Have you thought about fire issues? And do you...
Yeah, I guess I'm going to ask in what way. My understanding is that it's a safe structure. It's ballasted, so there's no punctures into the existing roof, and I'm not aware of any fire safety issues. The only issue that we are aware of is the potential for communications, which we anticipate can be mitigated.
All right. I think that deals with section 732G. And that is all the questions I have, Scott. Are there any other questions from other members of the DRB?
The only question I had was, you mentioned there will be no battery storage of the power, so it's just being fed to the grid.
Yes, okay. That's correct.
But that, okay.
Thank you, John. I have no questions. This hearing is closed. Thank you all for coming in. We appreciate it. And thanks.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay, so moving on to our regular meeting. I have no new or old business. And our next meeting will be in 2 weeks, and we will again have 3 applications that we will be hearing at that meeting. So will everybody please make sure that you keep that time free on your calendars.
I cannot guarantee that I will be available.
Oh my gosh, Charlie.
I'd like to also discuss that I'd like to go to an alternate.
Well, it would be nice if you could.
I'd like that on record, that I would like to be an alternate.
Well, you're not an alternate, so
I would like to be an alternate.
So may I please ask again that you all, thank you so much for coming in. Great to meet you. Thank you. Take care.
You too.
So put the 16th on your calendar because we do have 3 applications that night.
Okay.
And I will close the meeting. Thank you all so much. And Alex will take care of my requirement. Thank you. What do you mean?
I've got so much other